If you want to spend the night thrusting against a mound of silicone, be my guest, you know?
A couple of teeth and some toenail clippings and we'll be ready for our date.
Hello there, friends. Welcome back. Trace amounts of science going on today. We're looking at r/AmITheDevil. It's one of my favorite subreddits because they always manage to find the most delusional people in the world. People who are really high on their own fumes, and if you don't know what I mean yet, you will shortly. So let's dive on into it, shall we? Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're ready for the cringe. Anime waifus are going to become increasingly popular because real women are nothing close to what men really want to date. And never were. What a horrible thing to say. Are we talking about, like, robot anime waifus or, like, pen and paper anime waifus? Because there's something wrong with both of those situations. But I want you to explain it to me. So then I can explain to you how you're wrong. Anyway, I already know a few people will misunderstand or read in between the lines and see things that I did not say. Yeah, that's basically my specialty. I take a walk inside your brain. I paint like a caricature of a person. I feel like we'll both know each other a lot better after this, you know? But I do big care, as everyone will see I am right in a few decades or so anyways. Yeah, totally. I mean, birth rates are already in the toilet, but yeah, why not? Final nail in the coffin. Let's go. I'd rather we all choose to end it with robot spouses than in a, nuclear apocalypse. If I have to choose. He continues on, the reality is that what men want from a relationship and what women are and willing to give are just not compatible. Yes, please elucidate. People are quick to say that men are owed nothing from women, and they're right, but if men cannot get what they want, why would they bother improving themselves or dating women at all if they're not gonna get what they want? We'll see, you're putting the cart before the horse a little bit there, Jimmy. You're expecting to be rewarded before any of the work is done. That's just not how life works. Tom Sawyer could have taught you that. Not the Rush song, but this is a good reason to cut it in.
Oh, God, there is no fucking drummer better than Neil Peart!
So instead, men will find some alternative way to get what they want. And what is it that men want, exactly? Could you paint me a picture?
Boys out there, we all know that what we're really looking for is Atlantis, an ancient city filled with treasure.
This is why anime waifus and dolls and such are becoming increasingly popular, and men are quieting society more and more. I mean, yeah, Japan kind of led the way with all of this, hikikomori culture and stuff like that. Like I said, birth rates declining across the planet. When I was home on vacation, I was trying to talk to, my 20 to 30-year-old cousins and sisters and whatnot. Dole out some quality dating advice, of course. And yeah, as it turns out, the landscape has changed. In a decade, things are just massively different. And people are putting up a lot of, these weird barriers. Like, oh, he didn't text me for 24 hours. Now I can't date him anymore. It's like, what? You were having a good time, right? It seems really stupid to shoot all that in the foot because he simply didn't text you for some allotted amount of time. You didn't clue him in on the allotted amount of time, did you? No, you didn't, so it's not fair. Anyway, whatever. Humanity might just peter out quietly, and I think that that's not too bad. Anyway, he continues, anime waifus are designed to have the personalities men actually want. Wear outfits that are uniquely them, are innocent and cute, intimate with them, respect them just for being them, attractive to them, etc. I'm pretty sure None of those things apply to just waifus. Oh, you like that personality? Well, she was written by a writer's room full of men.
And I got news for you. That means
You're totally gay now. Wearing outfits that are uniquely them. Somebody drew those on, yeah. It was designed for them. It's a little harder to accomplish in the real world, but I think a lot of women still make it work, you know? It is simply playing the hand that you were dealt. Innocent and cute, intimate with them. That's all really weird to say out loud. Please don't do that. Respect them just for being them, attractive to them, etc. Again, I think we're losing the plot a little bit here. Like, being attractive is not a personality that men actually want. That's that's a physical attribute. Being respected, also not a personality thing. Maybe innocent, I could let that one squeak by, but there's still some really weird subtext to it. Anyway, continuing on. It's just a type of femininity that real women do not have at all. Well, yeah, real women have to fart. Sometimes you live with the real woman and you smell her poop every day.
My asshole's talking some serious shit right now.
A classic.
It's just how it be. These are the sacrifices that we make for a human connection. But see, this guy doesn't really want all of that. He wants something to be easy, hand-delivered to him, absolutely no effort put in at all. Yes, bring me my anime waifu. I can pick as many as I want. I have 8. Isn't that cool? That's almost a personality, isn't it? It's a really sad way to go through life. And whether it becomes increasingly popular or not, I will stand against the entire world and say, yes, that's weird. I think you're wrong. Anyway, he says, they do not demand that you man up for them. They accept you for you. They're not even they don't think about you. They don't think at all.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
It's just a thing on a page, and you ascribe your own thoughts to the personality that you've seen. It is pathetic. They don't expect you to earn money or be confident. They love you for you. As long as you keep buying the anime merch, I'm sure they do. They love your hobbies. You do not have to be worthy of them. You were born worthy. Yes, I exist and can consume anime, ergo, she was made for me. It's really weird. You're being sold something. Something that makes you feel good in the moment, yes. But it's struggle where, like, your real humanity is carved out. You know what I mean? You have to run from what's comfortable. Hey, great, that's a nice thing. But everybody knows it's a bunch of plastic bullshit, so why not pursue something that's, worth pursuing? Anyway, he says, you do not get shamed. You do not have to hit the gym. You do not have to be masculine, and you do not have to buy dates, deal with all that rejection. You can cry to them without it getting used against you. You can escape all the people trying to change you, etc. They're probably giving you advice to, get help. Some change might be exactly what you need, come to think of it. You can definitely cry to them without it getting used against you, because, yeah, they just have a blank expression staring at the ceiling. You just wait till post-nut clarity kicks in. That's going to be a hell of a thing for you.
Post-nut clarity just kicked in.
What have I done? I've let my vile urges consume me.
My God, what have I done? He says, something that a real woman will never be able to compete against at all, especially when modern women have no interest in being what men want at all. Some do, some don't. It's fine. Everybody will find their place. I don't think it's a competition. If you want to spend the night thrusting against a mound of silicone, be my guest,
A couple of teeth and some toenail clippings, and we'll be ready for our date.
We all make choices in life, and that's definitely one that you can do if you want. He says, I expect waifus and such to get more and more popular with time. Eventually, even men who are very successful will start choosing to stay single and look for alternative methods to get what they want instead. Even men who are very successful, huh? Does that not include you, OP? That's why you're laying back and pining about this, isn't it? Like, I'll never actually find somebody who will accept me for me. I might as well resign myself to AI anime waifu. It's a sad way to go, man. You're living in a future that does not yet exist instead of building the present that you want. Anyway, yeah, successful men, they already have alternative methods to get what they want, okay?
You take bank cards?
Sure.
When money is an abstract concept, you can do basically anything you want to. The most horrible thing you can think of. It's been done in the name of money and men's dicks. The two things that keep the world turning, I tell ya. No homo, though. We've already exponentially headed that way, really. Even in the past several years, men have been dropping out more and more. Yeah, is that like a good thing for you? You're like, cool. Society will end with a whimper. Like I said, it's not the worst way to go. And when love bots advance enough to be worth it, I expect marriage, birth rates, and dating to tank even more rapidly. Are you doing like the finger pyramid of ultimate evil as you say these things?
Finger pyramid of evil contemplation.
Like you can't find love within your own life, so you don't want anybody else to be able to find it either? That's what's happening here, isn't it? Now, I know early on he said people reading between the lines and such, but I told you I was going to do it. I was going to dig my fingers in your head real deep. That's what motivated you to write this entire post, isn't it, OP? Your own feelings of unworthiness. That's sad. I hope that you can do better for yourself in the future. Anyway, we're quickly approaching a big shakeup as big as birth control here, and most are just in denial of it. I mean, definitely not my thing, but my generation is not the one that defines culture. You know what I mean? You think a bunch of Zoomer gooners aren't going to get in on it? Probably they will. And then it's out of my hands. I've made my choice, and you've made yours, apparently. Edit, man, lots of people are taking this personally for some reason. Also, why would men not interested in real women care if they're attractive to real women or not? Edit. I'm not gonna have time to continue talking to 20 plus people at the moment, and I think this might blow up. Apologies if I did not get a chance to reply to you. Edit did blow up. I guess people dislike the truth. They think shooting the messenger will prevent the issue they're talking about. I'm sure empty shame attacks, personal attacks, saying they said things they didn't say, and other useless stuff aimed at the messenger speaking facts will do something. Oh, well. I don't think I really did any personal attacks. What I gave you there was personal encouragement. Just for you. Hopefully it can spur you on to something better, you know? We're not spending the next decade sitting around waiting for the robo waifus to arrive, you know?
You wouldn't like my body. It's all circuity and metallic.
It doesn't seem like a great way to spend your time, honestly. You make fun of my silicone battery-operated cloud pocket now, but in the future, you won't anymore. And everybody will have one, and they will love it more than their wife. Okay, yeah, I'm sure all those things will happen if you really wish hard. Clap your hands, little buddy. And really, nobody even is slamming him that hard in the comments. Top comment says, why are you acting like these things are real? They're inanimate fiddling toys, not living things with feelings. They don't love or feel. They technically have absolutely zero say and are basically just quote-unquote slaves. Are you sure about that, Dingo? Because I've seen a little movie called Toy Story, alright? You don't know what those dolls get up to when you leave, man. Probably nothing much. Except for washing their dirty, filthy pussies.
What's going on here?
You've got a friend in me?
There's black mold developing. You have to clean it after... Never mind. I do agree, though, that is probably the weirdest stuff he said in the post. That, like, they love you for you and stuff. What are you talking about, dude?
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
You have these things going on inside your head, and maybe you need to consider some medication for it. I'm at Work says, lol, it's wild how lonely dudes who are into animal toys have somehow convinced themselves that most guys are like them. The overwhelming majority of men are into real chicks with real parts. Yeah, I find myself firmly in that camp. I don't just want to order a vagina on Amazon and have it show up at the door. You know what I mean? The thrill of the hunt is like part of the whole thing. What don't you get about that? Everything. He gets no part of it is the easy answer there. Alright, last comment for this one. Mr. Blue Sky says, this is the most Reddit thing I've ever seen. You're so real for that, dude. I gotta get the hell out of here before I catch something. It might be contagious what that fellow has. Hilarious post, though. I like that a lot. Telling ya, AmITheDevil. Top 5 favorite subreddits all of a sudden, for sure. You guys should let me know what you think of it in the comments. I am legitimately curious. Well, if our last OP wasn't high enough on his own farts for you, we've got another! This OP asks, would I be the butt face if I demanded to know who reported me to HR? I mean, immediately, yes, you're going to get yourself fired? What? What the fuck? Anyway, I'm in my early 30s and male. In our office, I'm known as a bit of a jokester. Oh, a jokester. A little class clown. That's what we got here. Well, this isn't school and nobody has time for your shit, so sit down and do your work. You play grab ass on your own time. It's nothing mean, and I don't go out of my way to prank someone or hurt anyone's feelings, but I got plenty of jokes, and I give lots of silly nicknames. Oh, the fucking nickname guy. Jesus, why do you gotta do that?
Now you need a nickname. Dusty old bones full of green dust.
Your silly nicknames are stupid and nobody likes your jokes. No, but tell me more. I'm sure you did something totally awesome and funny, right? There's a newer woman in our office. She's in her early 20s, and she has a 3-year-old. They live in an RV park a few miles from work, and I nicknamed her RV Reba. Yeah, there's Trailer Park Terry coming down the fucking walk there, huh? It's not a great name. I don't like any of your names, but immediately you can see why. Why, right? I didn't see the harm. It's just a silly nickname. I've given silly nicknames to most of my co-workers. Yeah, I got a silly nickname for you. Unfunny fucking nickname guy. Now get out of my face! It's really working me up, isn't it? If anyone complains about it, I just explain that I don't mean anything by it. It's just a silly thing that I do, and that there was no reason for them to be offended.
I want to punch you in the face so bad right now, but I want to keep my job.
Oh, just a silly thing you do, huh? Well, now I'm gonna pry your kneecaps off with a ReddX Industries brand crowbar. It's a silly thing that I do. You can't be mad. Why are you offended? I said it's silly. RV Reba wasn't thrilled with the nickname, said it was insulting, but I explained that it wasn't intended to be. It was just something silly that I came up with. Yeah, so why don't you fucking change it? If it's just a silly, non-consequential thing, we can change it, right? No, you've attached your entire personality to she has to have that nickname now. You're 30 years old and you're a very small person. You're pathetic. She asked me to stop using it. Well, I don't use it around her much anymore, but I think it's still a silly thing to get upset about, so I still use it around others. He really has. He really has just put all his eggs into the RV Reba basket. Paying the rent, car insurance, that doesn't matter. I gotta call this lady RV Reba. She lives in a trailer park. Isn't that hilarious? I seen a 3-year-old out here. He had nothing but a diaper on, drinking a Coca-Cola from a baby bottle. That's about the damn most trailer park thing that I've ever seen. And I still wouldn't call her RV Reba. Just Reba is fine. People have names for a reason. My nickname for you is Asshole. I use it when you're not around and also when you are. Yeah. Well, someone reported me to HR. Yeah, imagine that. I got called into a meeting this morning and given a written warning to stop harassing my coworkers. I don't see how this is harassing at all. They're silly nicknames.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
How many times are you gonna post silly and just think that means you don't have to be responsible for your actions anymore? Well, there's 7 in the post. Silly is his favorite adjective. He must be such a silly guy. What a prankster. You want to be a prankster? Quit your fucking job. Do a YouTube prank channel, okay? Stop bugging other people with this. Although I guess bugging people is the central idea of a YouTube prank channel. But they're still around. I've heard my kids talking about pranking each other. I'm like, oh God. Oh God.
Don't let your kids watch it!
Can't get away from it. Anyway, OP does the dumbest thing that you could possibly do in the situation that he's in, and he says, I asked who reported me, and they said it wasn't just one person, but multiple complaints. See what I told you earlier? Nobody fucking likes you.
Nobody even wants you here.
Okay? Maybe we could just take that criticism on board for later. Maybe we don't have to be hurt by it. We could just be like, is that true? Okay, let's build on that. It can be tough, but sort through it. See the truth behind it. Come on. I know you're capable of higher thinking. Somewhere in there, it has to exist. Anyway, post goes on. RV Reba and a few others were getting coffee, and I wanted to know who reported me. Oh, okay, I take it back. Asking HR who reported you is not the dumbest thing that you could have done. Going directly to the person that you're harassing and asking who reported you about the harassment, that is the dumbest thing you could have done. Oh, man. That's, wow. Bravo, honestly. And then, of course, at the end of this, he's just going to say, oh, the whole post was just a silly prank. I'm just a silly joke teller, guys.
You just got pranked, bro!
You sure are. You sure are, aren't you? I have yet to see one funny thing in this post aside from, OP's existence. You think he goes home after a long day, sits on the couch. Nobody invited him out to happy hour because he's the weird nickname guy. I don't know, he's kind of just a douche for no reason, thinks he's better than everybody. I don't want to have a beer with that guy. That guy might think a studio apartment is better than an RV, but know this, he's going to die alone inside of it. RV Reba said she didn't know, but was glad that they spoke to me about it, since I wasn't listening to them asking me to stop. Yeah, I don't understand why. You're in your 30s. Are you impaired in some way? You can tell me. I'm a professional. I've got a lab coat on. That means it's official. OP says, I think it was probably her and one or two other coworkers who could never take a joke. It's because your jokes suck, okay? I want to know exactly who it was, though. A few coworkers said I'm already the buttface and should let it go, but I really want to know who reported me. Would I be the buttface if I demanded to know who it was? It sounds to me like you did already demand to know who it was, and everybody gave you the brush off. So, like, how do you escalate from this point, I guess, is my question. Yes, you're the buttface. How much of a buttface do you want to be? Best comment in the thread is also a beefy one, but I gotta read it, dude. Hellhounds Ate My Baby says, first of all, the whole point of reporting to HR is also protection against retaliation. So the person has a right to anonymity. You demanding to know who reported you is directly antithetical to the whole basic principle. Second of all, it's not up to you to decide whether your supposed joke is a big deal or not to someone else. Do you lack basic empathy to know how to stop it if someone doesn't appreciate it? Third of all, do you lack common sense, tact, or even a sense of self-preservation to know that even if for some reason you still disagree that you went too far, you're now in hot water with your company, and your best option is to shut up right now if you want to keep your job? He's going to feel like he's the victim if they fire him. You realize that. He's just a silly little jokester. Don't forget that part. Fourth of all, do you realize that most people fucking hate the self-labeled office jokester? Most people just smile and nod and then go home to their partners and friends and complain about them. You're probably not as funny as you think you are. Everyone else is just trying to be polite and professional. Yeah, he goes for like the nose exhales. He's never heard an actual laugh. He thinks the nose exhale is what's supposed to happen. That's the victory for him. Well, let me tell you something, Buster. You gotta go for broke. You know what I mean? I want applause or I want nothing. And applause doesn't happen in the workplace. So, yeah, let's keep it polite and professional. That's nice. I don't like to be polite on YouTube, but I'm quite polite in my real life, like face to face. Very direct, but also polite. And then escalating if need be. Anyway, she continues, your behavior has crossed the line into harassment, whether that was your initial intention or not. A reasonable person would be extremely embarrassed and apologetic if they actually didn't realize how badly they were acting, not double down on justifications for their bad behavior. You don't seem to show any remorse for hurting someone's feelings, nor any self-awareness to be remotely ashamed that other people at your workplace also disagree with your actions and now have a lower opinion of you. I would be so embarrassed to ever show my face in front of my coworkers again if I ever got reported for something like this. You are overwhelmingly the asshole. Go apologize, pray you don't get fired, and then leave her alone. And hope that you didn't burn too many bridges with your coworkers, although you would have definitely burned one with me if I had to work with your disrespectful ass. You're the butthole. Laid out so wonderfully, so succinctly. Yes, very direct. And hopefully enough to cause some self-reflection, but I don't know, if being called into HR wasn't enough to do it, I don't know if he's gonna make it. It's not going to go well. Anywho, yes, those posts were beefy and delicious, but I think it's time for me to call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me on the journey. As always, friends, sign up on the Patreon and the YouTube memberships if you'd be so kind. I'd appreciate it for reals. We've also got Fourth Wall, as well as an Amazon affiliate link if you'd like to support in, some other ways, buying merch, or if you buy stuff on Amazon. I don't know. A lot of people do. I just want to remind you that it exists. Anyway, like, comment, sub, share it around. I appreciate you, friends. No matter what, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ